Hello and welcome to another one's of TurboMind Daily Inspiration. Today we're going to understand better what it takes to be great, what it takes to be the best at what you do, and what it takes to become a legend in your field of endeavor. I'm going to read a fascinating article from Fortune magazine with the same title, What It Takes to Be Great, October 19, 2006, by Geoffrey Colvin, Senior Editor-at-Large. So here we are, what it takes to be great. Research now shows that the lack of natural talent is irrelevant to great success. The secret? Painful and demanding practice and hard work. By Geoffrey Colvin, Senior Editor-at-Large. Fortune magazine. What makes Tiger Woods great? What made Berkshire Hathaway Chairman Warren Buffett the world's premier investor? We think we know. Each was a natural who came into the world with a gift for doing exactly what he ended up doing. As Buffett told Fortune not long ago, he was wired at birth to allocate capital. It's a one-in-a-million thing. You have got it or you don't. Well, folks, it's not so simple. For one thing, you do not possess a natural gift for a certain job, because targeted natural gifts don't exist. Sorry, Warren, you are not a born CEO or investor or chess grandmaster. You will achieve greatness only through an enormous amount of hard work over many years. And not just any hard work, but work of a particular type that's demanding and painful. Buffett, for instance, is famed for his discipline and the hours he spent studying financial statements of potential investment targets. The good news is that your lack of natural gifts is irrelevant. Talent has little or nothing to do with greatness. You can make yourself into a number of things, and you can even make yourself great. Scientific experts are producing remarkable consistent findings across a wide array of fields. Understand that talent doesn't mean intelligence, motivation, or personality traits. It's an innate ability to do some specific activity especially well. British-based researchers Michael J. Hall, Jane W. Davidson, and John A. Sludova conclude in an extensive study, the evidence we have surveyed does not support the notion that excelling is a consequence of possessing innate gifts. To see how the research could reach such a conclusion, consider the problem they were trying to solve. In virtually every field of endeavor, most people learn quickly at first, then more slowly, and then stop developing completely. Yet a few do improve for years and even decades and go on to greatness. The irresistible question, the fundamental challenge for researchers in this field, says the most prominent of them, Professor K. Anders Ericsson of Florida State University, is why? How are certain people able to go on improving? The answer begins with consistent observation about great performance in many fields. Scientists worldwide have concluded scores of studies since the 1993 publication of a landmark paper by Ericsson and two colleagues, many focusing on sports, music, chess, in which performance is relatively easy to measure and plot over time. But plenty of additional studies have also examined other fields, including business. No substitute for hard work. The first major conclusion is that nobody is great without work. It's nice to believe that if you find the field where you are naturally gifted, you will be great from day one, but it doesn't happen. There is no evidence of high-level performance without experience or practice. Reinforcing that no free lunch finding is vast evidence that even the most accomplished people need around 10 years of hard work before becoming world class. A pattern so well established Researchers call it the 10-year rule. What about Bobby Fischer, who became a chess grandmaster at 16? Turns out the rule holds. He had 9 years of intensive study. And as John Horn of the University of Southern California and Hiromi Masanaga of California State University observed, the 10-year rule represents a very rough estimate, and most researchers regard it as a minimum, not an average. In many fields, music, literature, elite performers need 20 or 30 years experience before hitting their zenith. So greatness isn't handed to anyone. It requires a lot of hard work. Yet that isn't enough, since many people work hard for decades without approaching greatness or even getting significantly better. What's missing? Practice makes perfect. The best people in any field are those who devote the most hours to what research calls deliberate practice. It's activity that's explicitly intended to improve performance. The research that reaches for objectives just beyond one's level of competence, provides feedback on results, and involves high levels of repetition. For example, simply hitting a bucket of balls is not deliberate practice, which is why most golfers don't get any better. Hitting an 8-iron 300 times with the goal of leaving the ball within 20 feet at the pin 80% of the time, continually observing results and making appropriate adjustments, and doing that for hours every day, that's